All right, everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's a special video because it's a request from subscriber Gore077, who sent in a question regarding his driver. He was saying every time he tries to add a little speed, the ball seems to start on line and then over curve to the right excessively. He's unsure why. To the best of his knowledge, he is hitting center face contact. So first and foremost, that would be the thing that we'd want to know, my friend. We want to absolutely make sure that it's center face contact, because if it is indeed center face contact and the ball's starting on line, we could assume that your path is just too left. It's too across the ball, right? But do we for sure know that it's center face contact? Most of us don't. When you're talking about drivers, even mishits as little as 5 millimeters play a huge role in the curvature of the ball. So I'm suggesting first and foremost, you go out, get yourself some impact tape and or maybe some foot spray, that Dr. Scholl's foot spray. It's a powder. You spray it on the face of your clubs, you hit some balls, and really make sure you're hitting the ball in the geometric center of the face. So let's assume all those parameters are correct. What we're saying again to you, my friend, is that your club is simply traveling. If this ball target line is kind of 0 degrees, your ball, your club head, is traveling excessively left. How left, we're unsure of. That's really what we're trying to figure out here. So we know that more or less the face of the golf club kind of determines the start line of the ball. With driver, it's approximately 75%, but there's another 25% influence coming from the path. So assuming your ball is starting in front of you, like you're suggesting, I would have to say that I think your path, if I bring these lines over here, forget the ball for a second. I think this is in line with the camera. So if we say that's 0 degrees, then I would say that you're moving the club head slightly to the left if you're really indeed hitting the center of the face. So assuming 0 face, I would say your path is, for right-handed golfers, -2, -3, maybe -4. The reason why I'm not thinking it's an excessive over the top is because of what I said earlier. And obviously this is more than 10 degrees, but let's just say it's 10 degrees, this white line here. Let's say that's 10 degrees. The reason why I'm not saying that is because the path still has a 25% influence on start line. So your ball's really not starting left. It's really starting in front of you. So what are some things that you can do to start shifting this path a little more outward? So let's get into that now. So first and foremost, kind of some simple stuff. I think I would check your aim, right? I think that's the most basic thing to do. So are you truly kind of parallel to this yellow alignment rod that I have on the ground here, right? I move the ball in a little better position so everybody at home can see. You know, are you truly setting up parallel to that, or are you too open, right? Because if your body segments, your feet, your knees, your hips, your shoulders, any one of those, by the way, is open, that's going to have an influence on kind of the path and dragging that club across the ball. So that would be a great place to start. So obviously, if that were the issue, I'd have you square up. I might even have you close your stance a little bit. Some players at home might benefit, especially if they have limited mobility, with kind of dragging or pulling their trail foot or their right foot back a little bit. They're going to make sure that their feet, their knees, their hips, their shoulders are at least square. Hey, maybe they're even a little closed. This trail arm isn't so on top, right? That's going to have some influence of cutting across the ball. This trail arm is going to be much more kind of level with the lead forearm. Maybe even feel like it's a little softer. Maybe my shoulders are indeed a little more closed because my arms are attached to my shoulders. My shoulders are pointed to the right for a right-handed golfer. That's going to help create an influence of the path to the right, right? So that makes sense. Other things that I would look at, I would check to make sure that you at home have a strong enough grip, all right? More often than not, you do not, from what I see. I'd like to see the left-hand thumb, with the lead hand thumb, more to the right on the grip, so that the crease or seam between your thumb and forefinger is kind of going to your right ear, right shoulder, kind of non-negotiable, right? Because I don't know that you're hitting it in the middle face. I know you're telling me you're hitting it in the middle face, but until I have like sound, concrete evidence of that, I really want to make sure. So I want to make sure that face is closed enough. What would be the other benefit of that? Well, the other benefit of that would be, well, maybe the face would get a little closed during your swing now. Let's assume you're cutting across the ball 3 degrees. Let's assume the face was 0. Obviously, there's a differential there of 3 degrees. That's enough with driver to create a curvature to the right. How much we're unsure of, depending if center face contact. But if we get that grip a little stronger, you're more likely, at least on paper, to return the face a little more square, maybe even close. So now maybe let's say the face gets -1 degree, maybe even -1.5, -2 degrees. You're not really going to be able to tell the difference with your eyes by the time you look up and see the ball. And that's going to resist the curvature to the right, because if the path is -3, the face is -2, the disparity between those two numbers is much tighter. Right? It was too great before. Now it's much tighter. And that's what's going to kind of reduce the curving to the right. But if you want to get the ball curving to the left, things that I suggest you do, I suggest that you kind of grab another alignment rod, walk out here, and place it, 20 yards in front of the ball that you're hitting, and really work on kind of aligning yourself square to that target line. The ball's in line with that, and then start making some swings that start getting the ball to kind of start to the right of that target, right? Obviously, I'm limited by space here, so I can't make a big swing, but start making some swings and start identifying what that sensation and what that feeling is of kind of swinging out to the right. Maybe you need a feedback station, my friend. Maybe you should tee up a ball. You should grab something like a towel, fold it up, or a cardboard box. You're going to kind of fold it up. Let's place it a little more outside of the ball there. We can kind of throw that there. We can then grab another towel or head cover, kind of throw this inside. I'm about 3 inches inside, 4 inches inside, and a foot forward. On this side is the side where the towel is. I'd really tighten that one up. I'd get really close to the club head. I'd almost kind of aim it to the right. And again, I'd start having you almost feel like you're making swings going on that track. I'm sure you've all seen that before. But I'll take that drill a step further. I would say let's set up an address. Let's take the club head, pull it back and inside, and let's just drag it into the ball. Learn to feel what that feels like going in that direction. For some of you, it may be in a long time since you've felt that sensation of the club head kind of being far from you instead of it being so close to you. Some of you are going to have a hard time making swings without disturbing this station, right? But I think if you set up, if you get this right arm or trail arm a little softer, maybe get a little more aim to the right, there's a lot of room here for you at home to kind of swing much more in to out. So Gore077, I hope this video helps you. I hope it clarifies while your ball is starting on line and then curving excessively to the right. And for the rest of you at home, I hope you appreciate the video, and I hope you realize that if you make a comment on one of our videos, we are going to respond to that video with another video, or that comment with another video. So please feel free to kind of suggest to us what videos you'd like to see. Your comments are what's making this, or what's driving this channel, if you will. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel.